Hi, my name is Lars Helgeson. I am the founder and CEO of GreenRope and the author of CRM for Dummies. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about market segments. So using this Fireside Chat format, of course, the object here is we want to break this down into something that's easy to understand, something that's simple, so that no matter what kind of business you're in, whether you're in a nonprofit or a membership organization, or you sell a product or a service, or you're part of an agency or you're a consultant, no matter what, you can understand how to apply the concepts of Complete CRM to your business or your organization. So the first step that we really want to talk about here is understanding segments. Now, for those of you who are marketing professionals, this is not new. Market segmentation has been around for a long time. And the idea is that if you were to take a look at all of the customers that you have that you could possibly sell to, and you could break them up into smaller pieces. So think about what it is, who it is that you sell to, and for simplicity's sake, we're just going to break this into 4 different pieces and say that rather than saying we have one way to classify all of our customers, we have 4 ways. And this might be a way to get a little bit more narrow in our scope of who our customers are. Now, this doesn't mean that everyone's going to fall into one category, or if you decide that maybe you want to target, say, high-income males over the age of 50. You may have people in your target market that exhibit 1 or 2 of those qualities. So these aren't hard and fast rules of how you definitely want to segment everything. But understand that the better you're able to classify your customers and your leads, the better you're able to personalize the content and the experience for them. So that if you can target, say, this first segment with a message that's really well crafted for that particular market segment, and you can identify them, that means that you can send something to them that's really relevant, something that they're more likely to take action on. So that's why we do market segmentation. And what we do is we look at these segments, we break up everything into smaller pieces, and we do something called building a persona. So a persona it's not a hard and fast rule, but the idea is to help you visualize who is in each of these segments. We create a real person. So, and keep in mind, if you're selling to businesses, the concept is the same. It's just you're creating a persona of a model business. In this case, we're going to use the concept of a persona for a person. So this person may be an individual that exhibits certain qualities that help you understand who that person is. Maybe it's a male business owner between the ages, or actually you'll pick an age. You'll say maybe he's a 30-year-old male business owner. Maybe he has 2 employees, he lives in a house in the suburbs and has a wife and 1 child. So that is a way to create a persona. You could say, I want to target, say, women between the ages of 40 and 45. So you pick up a 45-year-old woman, and maybe she has 3 children. She lives in a house in maybe closer to the city. She drives a certain kind of car. So by creating these pictures in your mind, when you're talking about how to target each of these market segments, it allows you to be very specific and emotionally connected to who that person is. Because remember, emotions are a very important part of marketing. So we build these personas to understand who our target market is. And we want to translate this understanding later into process, because eventually we're going to talk about what process looks like and how we sell to each of these different market segments. So here we are, we can look at this particular persona, and we're going to create what we call in GreenRope a group. So this, when you log into GreenRope on the site, you'll see the navigation is at the top, but we have here a selector that allows us to choose which group we're working on. And this is an important part of setting up your account. So, because you can have as many groups as you want, but the idea is that we use this as a way to categorize and segment all of the contacts that we have in our account. So when we do this, we look at the different segments, and we may say that one segment might be a particular type of customer. So this customer, maybe it's we want to be able to pull out a group of people that fall into this, that are very similar to this persona. We also can create groups, and if we imagine groups as an object and certain access rights associated with them, maybe we want to allow our salespeople to have access to a particular group, and that salesperson can then associate and can work with certain contacts and companies in that group, but you can use shared access rights to eliminate the ability for other people to access them. So say you have a marketing intern who's building an email newsletter. That email newsletter can then only be built for people that have access to a particular newsletter group, and they can't go into an individual contact and actually modify that contact or create CRM activities, because that's not really what you want them to do. So what we're using here is this concept of segmentation, both for marketing and for sales, and eventually we're going to use it for more of the operational sides of all of these things that you see here, because most of the things that you see here can be associated with different groups. It allows you to set up different business units. It allows you to really laser focus in on parts of your market segments and who you're selling to, and then be able to access that right within GreenRope. So I hope this is a good explanation of how we can use market segmentation, how we can translate that into groups, and we look forward to showing you the next piece, which is going to really focus on process.